Maractus is an extremely underrated Pokemon in draft format. But before we get into any fancy analysis, let's take a look at the basics of a Pokemon, its stats. Maractus has respectable mixed attacking stats of 86 attack and 106 special attack. Now, I know what you might be thinking. These seem low compared to the likes of other elite Pokemon like Iron Moth and Spectrier, which have special attacks of 140 and above. But Maractus has one interesting niche over these threats, which actually allows it to hit harder than them. Maractus has some of the highest base-powered stabs in the game. To be more specific, Maractus has access to Wood Hammer and Solar Beam, which are base 120 powered. Now, I understand it can be difficult to understand how strong a move is based off this number alone, so I'm going to walk you through a little bit of math so you can better understand how powerful Maractus actually is. Now, after stab calculations, a neutral hit from Wood Hammer and Solar Beam are base 180 powered. This means that even if Pokemon resists a hit, Solar Beam and Wood Hammer are still doing more damage than the neutral Dark Pulse, Shadow Ball, and Iron Head, which are regarded as pretty strong coverage moves. Maractus's massive base 180 powered moves are also significantly higher than other special attackers in the format like Spectrier and Iron Moth. Spectrier and Iron Moth's primary stab move are base 80 powered pre-stab, so base 120 powered post-stab. This means that Maractus's primary stab move is 33% stronger than the stab moves of Iron Moth and Spectrier, which has some very interesting connotations when it comes to damage calculations, as you can see below. Now, Maractus's high-powered moves can be boosted to even further, more ludicrous heights when you allow it to be a Terra Captain. With Terra, the base 180 powered Solar Beam and Wood Hammer get a 1.5 power boost, which takes it to 270 power. This is a higher base power than Dracovish's Vicious Rend after a Strong Jaw boost. And keep in mind, Maractus has more special attack and attack than Dracovish. Even a resisted Terra Solar Beam is still dealing more damage than Focus Blast's high 120 base power, which is kind of insane. Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. Maractus may be powerful, but it has the same issue Chi-Yu has, in that it's too slow in order to effectively wield its massive power, and it can be easily out-offensed. But Maractus has one of the strongest abilities in the game, in Chlorophyll, which doubles its speed in the sun. This allows a modest Maractus to be faster than Spectrier, which is generally regarded to be one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, which overall makes out-offensing Maractus very difficult to do. This also allows Maractus to run offensive items like Specs, Life Orb, and other offensive items to boost its already crazy damage output. Now, in addition to being fast and incredibly strong, Maractus can be surprisingly diverse. It has access to Growth to allow it to boost its attack stats to even further heights, Spiky Shield to allow it to scout, Knock Off to get rid of items, Spikes for some residual damage, and Weather Ball, which essentially gives Maractus Fire Stab when the sun is up. Maractus also has a very interesting secondary ability in Storm Drain, which allows it to check some elite offensive water types like Palafin surprisingly well. So in summary, Maractus is a very strong Pokemon when given the right support, and is well worth its cheap cost in draft leagues.